Austin's beloved Perry Logan in the Democratic era! Yeah! You catch me by surprise. Welcome to Austin's beloved Perry Logan in the Democratic era. Yeah! The Democratic era. The Democratic era. The Democratic era. Yeah, yeah. The Democratic era. Yeah, yeah. Democratic era. Yeah. Hi, it's March 6, 2008. Thank you for watching. You are watching the Democratic era. It is the beginning of the Democratic era. Isn't it obvious? And now, Austin's beloved Perry Logan sings the Democratic era. The Democratic era began today. The Democratic era begins now. And it begins a little sooner than we thought. How's that for cool? Yes, well, the thesis here is that the United States is heading helter-skelter into a Democratic era. You seem quite pleased. I said a Democratic era. You seem quite pleased. A Democratic era. You seem quite pleased. It's a Democratic era. You seem quite pleased. A Democratic era, and you seem quite pleased. Well, you know, you could go on all day talking about how terribly the Republicans failed their audition. And that's why the Democratic era has come a little more quickly. It has come helter-skelter. The Democratic era has come lickety-split. The Democratic era has begun toot sweet. And do you know why? Do you know why it's the Democratic era now? Well, ask this man. This is George W. Bush, the Satan rules. This is George W. Bush, the Satan rules. Say it with me, fellow Republicans. Satan rules. Say it. fellow Republicans, a Satan rose. A Satan rose. Well, this is George W. Bush, the worst goddamn president ever. Hi, this is George W. Bush, the worst goddamn president ever. I admit it. I admit it. I admit it. I am the worst goddamn president ever. Thank you. Thank you. I gotta hand it to Perry. It's a Democratic era. My fellow Americans, I am flipping you the bird because I hate America. I'm a Republican. Republicans hate America. This is George W. Bush, and I gotta hand it to Perry. Everybody knows now Republicans are traitors. Everybody knows now Republicans are traitors. Say it with me. Republicans are traitors. Republicans are traitors. Republicans are traitors. Republicans are traitors. That's right, Republicans are traitors. Say it one more time. Republicans are traitors. Say it again. Republicans are traitors. Republicans are traitors. Republicans are traitors. Republicans are traitors. Now back to Perry. Thank you. Worst
goddamn president ever.
Hey. Woo. Hey, he's also the most hated president ever. Well, you see that guy that was just talking to us, George W. Bush, he was the catalyst for the Democratic era. George W. Bush was the catalyst for the Democratic era. We're obviously heading into a Democratic era. And I do think that George W. Bush was the catalyst. My No Child Left Behind program has utterly poisoned our national educational system and gutted state budgets, thereby ushering in a glorious new Democratic era. My economic programs have taken a national surplus and turned it into the biggest deficit in United States history, almost incalculable in its devastating implications for our future. Thank you very much. I, George W. Bush, the worst goddamn president ever, have catalyzed the Democratic era. I have catalyzed the Democratic era. That's why I'm flipping you the bird. Oh, yeah. That's why I'm flipping you the bird. You see, I'm a Republican. We hate America. To hell with you, America. I'm a Republican. Republicans are traitors. Say it with me. Republicans are traitors. I said, say it with me. Republicans are traitors. Now back to Perry. Say it with me. Republicans are traitors. 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 Republicans are traitors. Republicans are traitors. Republicans are traitors. Traitors. Take it, God.
This is God. Republicans are traitors. Republicans are traitors. Republicans are traitors. Traitors. Bring it down. Republicans are traitors. This is God. You will go to hell unless you help me drive every goddamn Republican out of America. This is God. You must help me to drive every goddamn degenerate Republican traitor out of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, direct from a sellout show at the Copacabana, the worst president ever, George W. Bush. I pedal away the kings of I pedal away the kings of Thank you. Under me, the violent crime rate is going up. Under me, the army is not ready for anything. Under me, my fellow Americans, I, George W. Bush, am a catalyst for change. That's why I flipped you the bird. I lied you into a war. I refused to go to the funerals of the soldiers who died because of me. Don't you just love me? I, George W. Bush, refused to go to the funerals of all the soldiers who died because of me. Imagine if a Democrat did that. Thanks to me, we are torturing people in gulags all over the world. Satan rules gulags all over the world. Republicans and traitors. Okay, I'm George W. Bush, a catalyst for change. I am helping to usher in the Democratic era. It is March 6, 2006. I am helping to usher in the Democratic era. And one of the ways I did that, you see, was to let New Orleans be destroyed. Yeah, I let New Orleans be destroyed. I just couldn't think of what to do. You see, we're Republicans. We're degenerate white males. We are degenerate aging white males and traitors. Now we know.
Now we know! Republicans are degenerate white males and traitors! Republicans are traitors! One more time! Republicans are traitors! Republicans are traitors! Republicans are traitors! Republicans are traitors! Say it with me! Republicans are traitors! Republicans are traitors!
Republicans are traitors and a hey, hey, hey! Republicans are traitors and a hey, hey, hey! Hi, kids! Welcome to another episode of Republicans are Traitors! Hi! And what do we say? Republicans are traitors. That's what we say. Say. Yeah, we say it again and again. You see, the war between right and left has heated up in recent years, and now it begins to look like the right made their move. Under George W. Bush, the right made their move. You see, they tried to install a fascist government. Don't you see the Republicans are traitors? Republicans are fascists and traitors! Hi, this is John McCain. Hi, this is John McCain. I'm really old. Hi, this is John McCain, and I am really old, representing the really old white guys of the Republican Party. Hi, I'm John McCain, and I am so glad to have the worst goddamn president ever endorsing me. Well, thank you, John. You know, I also smeared you, didn't I? Did I not smear the hell out of you in 2000? Hey, John, remember when my people smeared the living dickens out of you? Why, yes. It tortures me to think about it. This is John McCain. It tortures me to think that I have to put my arms around the worst goddamn president ever, bar none. George W. Bush, the worst goddamn president ever. George W. Bush, a traitor to his country. George W. Bush, a war criminal. This is John McCain, and I want to say how proud I am to represent all the degenerate, traitorous Republicans who voted for George W. Bush. I'm John McCain, and I can't tell you how it tortures me to put my arms around the man who smeared me to hell in 2000. This is John McCain. George W. Bush smeared me to hell in 2000. But what are you going to do? Oh, thank you, John. That was John McCain, an aging white guy, carrying the banner for the party of the aging white guys. The Democratic era begins with the demographics of the Republican Party reduced pretty much to aging white guys, every one of them a traitor. Now, I'm in favor of a simple attitude. Every Republican in the United States is henceforth to be considered a traitor. You're old traitors, and you see, this isn't over till you're driven out of our country. Many people have noted that these are exceedingly dark times for the United States. We are probably headed toward a massive economic implosion due as a direct result of right-wing deregulation. Right-wing deregulation, my friends, has come a cropper. Of course, deregulation of the environmental laws means more pollution. Sure enough, a report has just come out. The Great Lakes are getting polluted again. We are almost certainly being poisoned every day by toxins that have come into the environment as a direct result of right-wing deregulation, the housing market is now imploding in a manner worse than any since the Great Depression. When Republicans get into power, they start breaking records all the way back to the Great Depression. The Bush gang are still breaking records that go all the way back to the Great Depression, and it's all, you see, direct cause-effect. Right-wing policies destroy the economy. Destroy the economy like this. The Democratic era. It's the beginning of the Democratic era. Set off, I'm sure, because Republicans have proven themselves to be what? Incompetent traitors. Incompetent, degenerate, pedophile traitors. Republicans are incompetent, degenerate, pedophile traitors. I think that's what has catalyzed us into the Democratic era. But many of you are looking confused. Hey, start over. Hi. Are you having trouble following my show? 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 I think we're all having trouble following the show, so we are going to review the show so far, okay? That was very refreshing. Now back to Austin's beloved Perry Logan in the Democratic era! Ladies and gentlemen, the presidential candidate for the traitorous Republican Party, John McCain. This is John McCain, Satan rules. Hi, this is John McCain, Satan rules. And I just want you to know how it tortures me to put my arms around the worst goddamn president ever. The guy who smeared the dickens out of me in 2000. Oh, Satan rules. Hi, I'm John McCain. I'm happy to carry the banner for the losing team in 2008. Hi, this is John McCain, and no, it doesn't torture me to be joining forces with the most sleazy Republican ever, this catalyst of the Democratic era. Hi, this is John McCain representing a party of traitors. Hi, I just want you to know how it doesn't torture me that my party consists mostly of traitors, mostly aging white guys. I, John McCain, an aging white guy, once a hero. I, John McCain, once a hero, am now carrying the banner for the losing team in 2008. Peace be with you, my friends. Satan rules. And it doesn't bother me to be hugging and kissing the worst president ever, a president whose approval ratings are at 21%. The Republican Revolution ends with me, John McCain, not tortured by joining forces with the sleaziest president ever, the one who smeared the dickens out of me in 2000. Satan rules. Right-wing policies, deregulation has indeed made a mess of our economy, further helping to usher in the Democratic era. Woo! There's signs everywhere that it really is a Democratic era. The polls, first and foremost, the polls. You see, it's okay for right-wingers to, they amass huge amounts of wealth. They are really good at this, and then they take over, they've taken over the media, and so we are like up to our ears in right-wing rhetoric. Right? We're almost literally up to our ears in incessant right-wing rhetoric. And okay, you know, and then they got into power because of this, and a lot of cheating. You know, it was like they had to move heaven and earth. Do you realize how many thousands of Democratic voters the Republicans have to disenfranchise every year to keep this bubble going? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now John McCain, an aging white guy, carries the banner for the party of the aging white guys, the Republican Party, a group of traitors if there ever was one.
Mr. Logan is pondering the sad, sad truth that the Republican Party is a group of aging white guys, a group of traitors, if there ever was one.
It has been pointed out here and there that the U.S. is probably more divided between right and left. The war between right and left is probably raging more than at any time since the 19th century. At least since the 19th century, the 1880s, or possibly even the Civil War. Now, why is that? You don't think it has anything to do with the right-controlled media? That blasts liberals every day. What kind of an attitude is that for? It was one of our guys, was it not? Bill Clinton, who handed your guy the biggest surplus ever? Oh, my Republicans, a simple thank you will suffice. Forget it, forget it. Well, my point is that it just looks like the degenerates in America have gravitated into the Republican Party. I think it's pretty clear that we had the most corrupt Congress when the Republicans ran Congress. That was the 109th. Worst Congress ever. Worst Congress ever was the 109th. It was the Republican kind of part of this whole Republican thing. And the president, of course, George W. Bush, not even president. How's that? He wasn't even president. Do you realize what this means? As we enter the Democratic era? We do. We're entering the Democratic era thanks in no small measure to the catalytic influence of George W. Bush, the worst president ever. Thanks, big guy. Hey, George, thank you. Your legacy is assured. George W. Bush's legacy is assured. He was the catalyst for the Democratic era. Oh, yeah! You see, the whole tide of the Republican Revolution has completely petered out.
Mr. Logan is shedding crocodile tears that the momentum of the Republican Revolution has totally petered out. Totally petered out.
The whole mojo, the Republican mojo is gone. Catalyzed into nothingness, you see, because all the Republicans had was the delusional belief systems of a bunch of aging white male degenerates. Bunch of aging white male degenerates. And now poor John McCain, once a hero, gets to ignore the fact, you see, that George W. Bush's people smeared the dickens out of him in 2000. Ain't that something? Yeah, let's not forget this.
In the 2000 election, the George W. Bush people smeared the dickens out of John McCain.
And now he's kissing them on the cheeks. Yeah, John McCain carrying the banner for the aging, degenerate white males known as the Republican Party. Now, okay. All right, this much we know, but here's the next question. What happens now? It's kind of weird. In my mind, it's kind of weird even to be having an election. It's amazing that we're even having an election, you see, because every Republican in the country should be in jail. Every Republican in the country, certainly all their elected officials, are obviously criminals, obviously traitors. What do we need to do to get this through your head, my friends? Republicans are traitors. They are aging white male degenerates by and large, and they're traitors. They themselves did such an incredibly sucky job. It's just very simple. They got into power. It was so sucky, everybody hated it. It has begun the Democratic era. The Democratic era.
Sucky, 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 sucky.